right. Welcome. Good afternoon. I'm a bit late with starting my webinar. Some technical challenges on setting up things. I wanted to get everything really neat today, and it took a while. But let me see that I get the recording going on. Yes. All right. Once again, good afternoon. Hello. And warm welcome for everyone live. We have Fleming, Rutger, and Santiago. I think that's all who registered for today. Thank you for joining. It's your advantage. You get to have a chat with me while we go. And a warm welcome for everyone also who is watching the recording afterwards. Today's topic is to discuss software capabilities of Blueye and more specifically go into reporting and live streaming. And those are really important topics because they are also very much key drivers and key unique value propositions that Blueye has to offer. So really excited to go through these topics today. And as always, I would really love to hear questions, comments, feedback, and experiences from everyone live. So just use the chat function or the question and answer function, and I'll get to it regardless of if it's of this topic or not. Just use this chance to shout out what you guys have in mind. A good background for this webinar. Today we had actually a live demo, live stream demo to a Dutch shipping company, and we did the demo here in Trondheim. My colleague Trond was out there inspecting a ferry, and myself and Rutger, our partner in the Netherlands, were in teams. So were the technical superintendent and I can't recall the other title, but two people from different countries anyway were joining the webinar, and thought was to show the capabilities of the Blueye and how it moves and maneuvers in the water. We had good conditions today, so it was easy to chat while we were going, and it is a key driver for us in Blueye, not just for the customer but for us in sales today, because our traveling is limited. So at the same time, I feel that the live stream demonstration is the best way to showcase the unit without being physically present, and therefore for relevant customers that are we feel that are serious, that are buying, we set up a live session. It's best done by two people, so like today Trond was out and I was in the office and commenting. Two people is great because technical things might happen with the phone or with the drone, so you always have backup explaining. A little bit of that happened today, but luckily we were there with Rutger to keep the discussion going. But also it is an important feature for the customers, and we use it quite a lot in finding the reason why you should meet, because it is clear that there are several ROVs in the market, several underwater drones in the market, and it is very common to ask what's different or why should I meet you? I can just watch YouTube, and this live streaming session is something unique for our customers. So it is also a way to spark interest, and that is when I prospect for new customers, that is one of the things that I propose. Instead of would you like to have a meeting with myself, I propose would you want to see a live demonstration where we inspect this ferry in Trondheim, and while we look at the live footage we can have a discussion. So a normal setup for me today is to have 30 minutes of a live stream and 30 minutes commenting while we go, and it quite naturally makes the customers talk and ask questions, and it is really highly encouraged use this as a sales tool to show the differentiator, but also to see if the customer sees value in it, because it is very unique in that sense. But it's not necessarily you need two people. You can do it alone, but it's a bit different. It's harder for you to concentrate when where you're only inspecting. So when you can, two is good, but you can of course do it on yourself, and I highly recommend that now that lockdowns are more and more common. The old way of showing the unit was through a YouTube video, but the live stream makes it a lot more personal, and then you can have a chat while we're doing that. So that's really important in that sense. Before I go forward in the live streaming part, and the other things is I've had a lot of discussions the past weeks with ship owners regarding live streaming and regarding reporting, and for them on the performance side, if one is inspecting a vessel for the hull inspection for fouling and performance related things, the seems like the market is not that interested in live streaming that demonstration. In the shipping industry, they want to get a report for the performance, and that doesn't need to be live. It seems like 1 to 5 days after the inspection is a relevant good time for performance. But what is necessary for live streaming is the technical surveys or a damage survey if there is an incident, and then you would want to see the condition, like a condition survey, and that seems to be the time and the use case in the shipping industry when live streaming is key. So it's been a good learning that when the reporting works and when the live streaming works. But of course, different industries, different needs. So in the aquaculture and fish farming industry, the live stream would be a relevant topic when there are, for example, external parties, governmental, health, fish health, or other health-related experts, or they have different kind of experts. Is called cleaner fish experts, for example, in Norway, that are specialized in understanding the health and well-being and the amounts of the cleaner fish in the market. And these people travel a lot from location to location. For them, it can be advantage that the person that's physically there deploys the ROV or drone, and they can watch from stream without going physically present. So that would be a case in the fish farming industry. In underwater construction or these kind of areas, I would say that for those markets, it's more on the reporting side that they are interested. And then looking at offshore oil and gas, offshore wind, the challenge there in live streaming is that it requires the 4G network. So that's really key to understand, that for live streaming to be a viable option for the customer, they need to be within a range of 4G. So they need to have a good connection with their phone. So they cannot use a Wi-Fi connection to live stream because the Wi-Fi is already used to connect with the unit. So it is really important to understand that, and therefore the kind of offshore market and vessels that are sailing are out at sea are not in the scope. So good to remember that. There are still in the topic of live streaming, there are a few places, a few methods of how it can be done. They are very well documented in our support page, but the most common what we use today is Microsoft Teams, and there we basically I can show how I connect, but I'm not in Microsoft Teams right now, but I have my phone here next to me, and if I connect, what we do is super simple, and this is an iPhone I'm using right now, is to do the screen recording site, and from here choose the sector that you want to do. So if I were in a Microsoft Teams meeting, I would start sharing my screen and choosing the Teams option over here, and then boom, we're already streaming to the meeting. So super simple topic. So like when I pitch it to the customers, I'm not that particular that it is only a screen sharing option, but when it is shown, it's very key to also show that it's really simple. It's just sharing the screen of your phone. And from the selling perspective, if you take an Deep Tracker, for example, one of our competitors who has a industrial controller that's built-in screen and the control system, for them, they are not able to utilize the 4G network of a SIM card, and they are not able to use implement different kind of software updates because it requires the update of the firmware of the unit. They can update it, but not as frequently and not as openly as we can with our software. So we call it a feature, but it's more or less built in the phone rather than Blueye. And the advantage is that Blueye uses the mobile platform so that we can take advantage of companies like Microsoft developing Teams or Streams or other applications. But for live streaming, it's hard to demonstrate it better in this webinar session, but I use it, let's say, every important client that I have after a discovery meeting. We do have a live stream session unless we can have a partner give the demonstration. So use it a lot in sales. It's not that common for the customers yet to actively use it, but it is something that differentiates us. So I do see superintendents who travel to vessels to do inspections. They have been using the live streaming, and it is mostly around shipping where we have got the most interest. But I'm very keen on hearing from you guys, from our partners, on how you feel it working in the market, or is it better somewhere else than not? So please share your feelings, and it would be nice to hear from the three of you. Well, I know Fleming, you just joined 1 week ago, so you don't have your drone yet. So, but Rutger and Santiago, have you already tried it yourself, and have you tried it with a customer? Have you spoken to the customers? And if you have any feedback to share, it would be nice for us to hear. Going forward, I'll share. Let's see if I get the right thing. Sorry for this, because I was tuning a bit. It's a good thing to remind when we're talking about software capabilities is that we use Android and we use iOS as a tool for controlling the unit. And here in our support page, we've listed our recommended devices, and it is a comprehensive list specifically for iPhones that are compatible and iPads. And then for Androids, there's also a long list, but not at all of them. But the reason I'm sharing this information, is really important that, of course, you as a partner do your best to use a supported device, but also communicate this to the customers. So a big portion of issues that are related to, for example, the screen freezing or getting green pixels, there are a few reasons why that happens. It can be tether wear, or it can be that the data gets lost somewhere, and it's very often regarded to the device that's connected. So for example, the iPhones connect very automatically to devices around you. They connect to Bluetooth. They put their positioning going on, and maybe our iOS developers will laugh at my pitch right now, but what I'm trying to say is that it's a bit beyond our control what the devices use, and therefore we have seen that a certain chip that use A11 or newer on the iOS side works best And it is really important to share this list for the customer, because if they have an issue, and the issue is the phone they use, that it's too old or it's the wrong model, they will blame the drone, and they will blame you as a partner, and you very likely will blame Blueye as a company, which is very understandable. That's what I would do. So we have this, for example, in our quote system. We try to do our best to communicate this to the buyers. I know that I have not been so successful in remembering to communicate that, but reminding you guys to make sure that the customers have a recommended device that they're using. One option to do is to purchase the device for the customer and deliver the unit as a whole package. Then you can upload the software ready and get top up on the fees. So we do that for some clients in Norway, that we add a fee for setting up the device, and then it's for sure a recommended device, and adding a hard cover on that. So that could be a little source of revenue for the partners. Regarding live streaming, Rutger is commenting, yes, very successful, I might say. Using Android, it's a little slower workaround, but looks very nice and stable to use Teams screen sharing. One tip is to shut down your incoming calls, etc. So really good point on Rutger there. Also a pointer to do when you're doing a live stream demonstration, or you're with your customers and you are utilizing the great benefits of the Blueye software. The downside is that often it also works as your personal phone. So to use the application to shut down calls, notifications, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever is going on. And when I see that from my team, it happened a couple of times in a demo that you start getting notifications. It's that doesn't look good for the customer, and also for the performance of the whole unit. It is really important to have your phone or iPad dedicated for the demonstration at that time and period. So good tip, Rutger. Next, I'd like to share the Blueye Buddy app. And this is a software feature we launched. I have to see from the blog, is there a date on this? No, it's approximately a year and 3 months ago, maybe 15 months ago, we launched the Blueye Buddy app. And the name will be changed very soon to fit the professional market better, and there will be some advanced enhancements to the tool. But the basic idea of the Blueye Buddy app, what it's called today, is to work as a second tool, as a second spectator application. So this enables there to be one person surveying using the unit, then controlling the unit, and then another person just watching the footage, just watching the view. And what I do when I'm with customers, I have my own phone that's dedicated for the demonstration, for controlling, and then I have a large, actually a 13-inch iPad that I give for the customer who's watching next by. And this gives a good scenario for a demonstration, but also in many cases when the customer, the end user, does inspections, they might have two people doing the inspection. 4 eyes are always more than 2, so it's good to be able to share. And this has been something that we see that in our marketing and our sales team, we don't promote the Buddy app enough, the possibility to have many spectators. And this goes very much hand in hand with live streaming and the idea of bringing more people involved to the inspection. This is also something that is not that common from competition, and a good try, good to push this to the customers, so that you can bring the manager, you can bring the captain of the vessel, you can bring a person who is not capable of or willing to operate the ROV, to be present and have it as an expert tool for the person controlling. So using that is really, really good and recommended. And as I said, we're developing, that has been a standalone product for our app for for quite a while, and we're doing some minor enhancements to it and changing the naming and hopefully getting more life for it, as it is a key tool for the customers to use. And what I also use is, because I am pitching the software capabilities of Blueye for the customers as a unique selling point, and to show what we have done. And this is an example that we started selling our ROVs in January 2019, or delivering them. And this buddy app was launched in July or August 2019, and it was launched for all customers. So also existing customers who already had the hardware could utilize the software benefits free of cost. And that's a good example of what Blueye wants to do, that we want to develop the software in the future as well, and so that existing customers always have an up-to-date unit. So it's not only hardware that develops, but software as well. So the buddy app is a story point for me as a example of a significant launch that we did for all customers. Rutger, I experienced the Wi-Fi connection will be slower when you add more than 4 buddy users during an app. If I place the surface unit near myself, it will keep good condition. Yes, so the more units that is connected, the more devices that is connected, it will lower the bitrate and lower the connection. So I tend to connect only one device to keep the stream to high quality. And it is good to note also that you can shift the bitrate from the phone so that it matches, or you can lower it down the more devices you have. But good comment over there, and it's good to have experience of trying it out before being with customers. You can use just connect it in your office and let it be for a while, and moving the drone to see how stable it is and how much it connects. Yes, then I want to go to the reporting function. Oh, sorry, I'm playing around. And I think this the Blueye reporting tool is one of the key improvements and key features that we have launched since I joined Blueye in March 2019. This has been really significant in getting in discussions with the clients, and there's so much potential in this area. And we are developing this further as we go, but it is already quite comprehensive. So here in the screen we have, now I'm connected to the unit in the office, but after you connect, finish your dive, it's really cool to do this immediately after the demonstration, to show the customer how easy it is to transfer the files. It is, I think, too easy to say, yes, if the customer is next to you, yes, I'll go home and do this for you, and then you'll get the report. That's good. You can go home and build a super report and then deliver it the same day or the next day. But regardless, to do a quick showing of how the files and the images are transferred and build the report while he's watching makes it even a bigger difference, even though the report wouldn't be perfect. So what we do is we go to find the dive, and let's see if I recall, there was one specific dive I had. Sorry, this is the specific issue that I was late today, because my own drones, all my files had been deleted by someone, so I couldn't create the report. But basically, if you were in a scenario that you want to create the report, it would be the last dive, and I happen to have my colleague's device, so it's a dive from a few months back. But clicking the dive, you go to the dive details, and editing these fields just really quickly to show the client that you can perform markings to the report, and operator And email is good. Actually, you can pick the operator from your phone. Let's try. Okay, you have still your old email there. Go save. It's the operators there. And here, if I'd press edit, all the images that was taken during the inspection can be chosen. In this scenario, there's only one image to choose. But then you're ready to save it. And if I were to make edits, add comments, I would go to as a Word file. Today I'll show the PDF, which is obviously something you can't share. And here you already get, again, the benefits of using a phone or a mobile device. You can share it directly through WhatsApp, Slack, or save it to Dropbox or email it immediately. But today I'll show the markup, which is super cool. It's a bit small right now, but with the markup tool, you can already start highlighting aspects to the pictures and point out what are key findings. I'm not doing a great job here, but you get the point of what I'm trying to show. And when it's done, again, you save the file and send it directly to the customer. Really encourage to do that part of creating the report immediately after the demonstration. If you've watched my demonstrations, then you've probably seen this report a few times before, but the reason I keep using the same, it's a real case and it really worked. And this sale is coming tomorrow for us to win. And in this scenario, I talk through, and I recommend that you have a proper report like this one that you can show for the customer from your iPad, or you can share with email if you're not physically there with him while you are looking to do or prospecting for a demonstration or for a meeting with the customer, and making sure that the report is relevant for the customer. So what we are doing in my team is that we're trying to build an underwater construction example report, a shipping example report, aquaculture example report, so that we are making the report seem professional for the customer. But for the past, I think this was filmed in mid-September, and every customer, every demonstration that I've had since September, I've shared this report and going through these aspects, because it's so key on how quickly this report was built and how well the inspector can mark things. So this was what I was trying to showcase just 5 minutes ago with my phone. But the key here is that the positioning of this point of interest has been written down and is relating to the ship drawings, so that the person reading this report can see where he is, where the inspection was done. So anyone who understands what impressed current cathodic proction node is, and can read it number 5 from the ship drawings, will already understand what was the analysis based on this. Also here, it is the key thing here is not that much the image, but what we were trying to do in this specific inspection and the report afterwards, we're highlighting how we can position ourselves, how we can indicate the position of the unit to someone who was not physically there, the person, the performance analyst who will just receive the report, and he will report potentially see 150 images in this report from 10 different vessels in the same day. So he really quickly needs to see where it is and rely on the analysis done by the person who is performing the inspection. So I recommend to use the reporting tool physically with the customer, share it as an example. It is very common that when you're contacting customers, they ask before you meet, especially today, they ask to send some material. And for me, what the material is, it's basically a commercial sheet with some value propositions, and it is an example report. The example report is something that they will not find from other companies that frequently, and it makes a difference for them that they can get it really quickly, and it can be done within minutes. And for the service provider, even more, the one who is doing the inspection services, this saves so much time, and it gives a very added value for their business, and therefore I really recommend performing these inspections on your own time, trying to find good locations that are relevant for your customer, naming them quite well so that they are areas or points of interest that are relevant for the customer you're finding, and then sharing. And of course we will do the same for Blueye, and we will upload those materials to the partner portal once we have inspections and inspection reports ready to share. Right. Again, I'd like to ask from specifically Rutger and Santiago, have you already built reports using the app? Do you know how to do it, and how do you find it? Is it easy or so on? And have you shared it with customers? So really like to hear any comments on that sector, because it is one thing. If I go back to the report screen, is that while I'm waiting for your responses, I still want to hear from you guys. That this format that I'm showing on the screen is the basic template, and this is very much what we want to develop for Blueye's challenge, is that we have so many different customers in so many industries, and what we do needs to fit all areas, but we also do see that it is possible to customize this template. And the more important the customer is, specifically, we can do a little software project to use a specific template that the customer wants, or if they have a specific process how they consistently inspect, we can do our best to match that. But for now, until time permits, it's good for you as a partner to know that this can be customized, and the idea is for it to be customized, but to what extent, if customizing is relevant for the customer you're talking to, please reach out to myself, and we can consider what can be done and what kind of framework it is. So it will very likely be a little customizing for that case. Rutger's, every demo the customer gets a report, they really like it. Sometimes in advance I make a custom template to really impress them. Yes, very good. So I think it's so long since I had a real demonstration, but the moment of in the end of the meeting, the end of the demonstration with the customer, it's one part that they see the wow effect of how well the unit maneuvers and how easy it is to use. But the next part after we finish the dive, I always try to highlight that, okay, let's imagine that this is a real scenario. This is you who needs to share this knowledge, because just one person seeing it is not enough. It really needs to share inside the company to get real benefits. We really need to make decisions based on the footage, the videos, the pictures we did, and time is really critical. And therefore I always show right after the dive, choosing a few pictures, choosing a few videos, and creating the report or sharing the material. So I use, if the customer has an iPhone, I airdrop it, and then he'll have the pictures and images within 10 seconds after the demo. That doesn't mean that I don't come home or to the hotel and perform a really good video and perform a really good report afterwards. I do that also, but there's a really good part of doing it right after to show how easy it is. Also for them to learn. One day they will buy the unit and they will be the one doing the report. So it is good to share on that aspect. And another good point is Rutger mentioned that he does some work in advance. What I do in advance is that I'm already going to the customer. I know the location where I am. I know what kind of inspection it will be, hopefully. And then I already think about what's important for Blueye. How will Blueye look the best? How will I look to the best in this inspection? And I include that in my dive plan. So when I'm diving, I'm already looking for interesting points that I can take the picture. And I plan the dive so that it makes sense, so that the report will be easy to compile. So in a demonstration, I won't take 180 pictures because it will be troublesome to get them through. I'm already knowing that maybe for this customer 5 is enough, and I'll take the 5 that I think are best, or ask him before I dive, what kind of report would you like to see? What is the most important findings that we can document? And then really look for those findings. What would your manager want to see from this, or what would your customer want you to inspect, and then trying to fulfill the need. It's too easy to be outside with the drone doing a demonstration, remembering that there's all these software capabilities, and then just randomly diving, just going left and right and up and down, and kind of having fun. It may be fun, but always tune a little bit of professionalism into the demonstration, and try to fulfill a process. That's what I'm constantly talking about, and that's what I will be constantly talking about in the future in the customer webinars as well, to follow a inspection process, follow a dive process, and then these tools will be more professional, and the inspector will be more professional, and then we will be less and less conceived as a toy, because that is something that is out there, and with these reporting tools, live stream capabilities, we are more and more conceived as a professional tool. All right, good. This went a bit quick on my side. I wanted to demonstrate a bit more in depth from the reporting side, but the sad incident that someone had stole my drone and deleted my images, but hopefully get that through next time. But this was the most topics that I wanted to cover today. Maybe looking a bit further on, I was just emailing with DNVGL, the class society, and one of their VPs was asking, like, does Blueye already have computer vision algorithms in place, and are they already trying to detect anomalies under the water? And that shows that the aerial drone thinking is being put underwater, and good answer for that, looking towards the future, is that yes, we are doing our best to develop computer vision. We do have 2 master's degrees and 1 PhD written in this topic. We do have the strengths there, but it is extremely difficult to perform anomaly detection below the surface, because the quality is so weak compared to aerial drones, and the quality is weak mostly due to the water and what kind of environment the hull is, and the water, what it does for it. So it was very saying that the class society is already there. I have not seen any units or any manufacturers being even close really to deliver in the aspect of computer vision yet. Maybe in the industrial ROV category, in the millions, they have these capabilities already, but we are working towards that sector. We will need some additional hardware. For example, one application of computer vision would be to keep the distance from the hull at a certain point securely and not move, and that's something that we're developing. It's not ready yet, nor do we have a date yet. But as a thinking, it is Blueye has the skills in their headquarters. They are looking to develop. However, these solutions are not yet ready from Blueye nor from anyone else. But when the time comes, it is good to be with Blueye. It will come that we will create these even greater tools and combining more and more data. But to be frank, like I mentioned, there's a few customers I know who use live streaming. There's a few customers who use reporting. These are already quite advanced tools for the customers, so there needs to be more units in the water, more applications to be done before going into super big data projects and so on. So always trying to kind of settle the expectations of the customers, but the questions mainly come because these applications are done in the aerial drone market. Okay, that's it for my topics today. Really looking forward for questions, comments, feedbacks, if anything at all. We believe next week, it is not scheduled yet. We will have webinar at 10 a.m. on Wednesday regarding competitor analysis, as we discussed earlier. I will have Torgrim do the invitations for that tomorrow morning, so you will be able to join that. There will very cool webinars coming up on the external side. So next Thursday, talking about new type of inspector, how the market has changed from ROVs that were troublesome to use. You needed to be an ROV pilot and you needed to spend most of your time maintaining them, to where we are today, where basically anyone can take the unit and start being a service provider, or anyone can take the unit and start getting findings out of it. So that's going to be an interesting webinar. It's going to be at 5 p.m. on Norwegian time, so afternoon in Europe, also to get some coverage from the US. For December, I'm planning a couple of guests to be joining me, one from the offshore wind sector and one from a very, very super name from the shipping industry. Really looking forward and getting that booked, because that will get a lot of coverage. But stay tuned, join the webinars, share those webinars for your customers, the recordings or the upcoming ones. If there are some that you know that are joining, let me know. If I see customers from that are relevant for you as partners to contact from sales, we generally try to qualify them, have some discussions with them, and with the good ones we'll share those with you, but continuing to try to get business for all of you. So that's it for me today. If no questions, was really nice to present for you. Look forward to hear feedback. Don't hesitate to send us an email on what topics you want to cover. What can we do better for you in these webinars or in the portal or anything at all. So I guess that's it. Take care. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching the recording. Talk to you very soon, next week at the latest. Bye bye.